the secret drink that cleans your arteries and wipes out poor circulation for good. Have you ever wondered why your legs feel heavier with each passing year? Why swelling, tingling, and fatigue keep showing up quietly? Could it be that modern life stole from us the vitality our grandparents had? In this episode, you'll uncover the invisible enemy of mobility. You'll hear surprising stories from Dr. Haruki Tanaka's clinical practice, and you'll see why small, everyday choices either sabotage or save your arteries. There are secrets hidden in nature, traditions passed down through centuries, and simple movements that can boost your energy in minutes. And at the heart of this talk, a powerful revelation, a natural combo that can bring your circulation back to life like never before. A morning drink, so simple it fits right into your routine, and so effective it can change the way you walk, breathe, and age. Are you ready to rediscover vitality? Then welcome to another episode of the HealEssence podcast. Dr. Tanaka, when we talk about blood circulation, most people picture only serious issues like a sudden blockage or a blood clot. But what really strikes me is how poor circulation can creep in silently, almost invisibly, without the person even realizing it. It's like a thief in the night, stealing away vitality little by little. I'd like you to explain, how does this invisible enemy start to undermine people's mobility, especially as they get older?
You're right. It's a sneaky process. The human body has over 60,000 miles of blood vessels, and with every decade they go through subtle changes. They lose elasticity, pick up tiny fat deposits, and get stiffer. At first, this doesn't hurt. It just slightly reduces blood flow. But blood is like a river. When it doesn't flow well, tissues get less oxygen. That daily lack, repeated over and over, slowly weakens muscles, nerves, and joints, until the person starts noticing it's harder to walk long distances or even just stand for a while.
And what's interesting is that people often blame this loss of mobility just on age, right? I often hear comments like, well, I'm getting old, of course my legs feel heavy. But maybe that feeling isn't just a natural part of aging. It could actually be poor circulation that might have been prevented. Dr. Tanaka, is this something you see a lot in your patients?
Very often. Patients come in convinced weak legs are unavoidable. I usually tell them, aging is natural, but losing vitality before your time doesn't have to be. Poor circulation is tricky because it shows up in subtle ways. First a bit of swelling at the end of the day, then tingling, maybe a nighttime cramp. If those signs get ignored, the body adapts, movement drops, and it creates a vicious cycle. Less mobility means more stagnant blood, which then makes the problem worse.
That really does sound like a downward spiral. And I find it striking how many people only realize how serious it is when they start tripping more, losing balance, or feeling constant pain. So we can say this invisible enemy is dangerous precisely because it doesn't sound the alarm at first. It kind of hides away until one day it's impossible to ignore.
Exactly. Think of the body like a car. If you don't change the oil, the engine doesn't stop right away. It wears down, overheats, loses performance. Poor circulation works the same way. It slowly eats away at your physical endurance. That's why it's crucial to realize mobility isn't lost all at once. It disappears inch by inch, step by step, until climbing stairs feels like a challenge. And the scary part is, once you get to that point, recovery is always harder than prevention.
So mobility doesn't vanish like a blackout. It fades like a candle burning out slowly. That makes me think prevention has to start long before the symptoms become disabling. Maybe people's biggest mistake is waiting for a diagnosis or a health scare before making changes. Dr. Tanaka, do you believe that if people understood this gradual process better, they could grow old with a lot more independence?
No doubt. Awareness is the first step to breaking the cycle. When someone realizes heavy legs aren't just old age, but actually an early warning of poor circulation, they start acting. Maybe it's adding short walks to their day. Maybe it's improving their diet. Small shifts keep arteries more flexible and blood more active. I always tell my patients, if you want to be walking strong at 80, you need to start caring for your circulation at 50, not wait until you're 70.
Dr. Tanaka, you've already explained how poor circulation builds up slowly. But I'm curious, in your career as a doctor, how many patients end up losing vitality without realizing it? You treat people from all over the world, and I imagine you've seen lots of cases where neglecting their arteries hurt their quality of life. Which experiences marked you the most over the years?
There were many, and honestly, each one taught me something different. I remember a 62-year-old woman, very active, who loved her morning walks. Little by little, her calves started hurting and she cut back. By the time she came to my office, she was avoiding going out altogether. Tests showed stiff arteries and limited flow. The striking part was that she thought it was just old age weakness. That case sums up how so many lose mobility, not because of age itself, but because poor circulation sneaks in and no one fights it.
That's powerful, because it shows the problem isn't just physical, it's also mental. People often accept limitations as if they were inevitable, when in fact they could regain vitality. Dr. Tanaka, in your practice, what usually happens when patients finally realize it's not just getting old, but something that can be treated or prevented?
The change is huge. Once they see there's a way out, they come alive again. Some start light exercise, others tweak their diet, and within weeks they report lighter legs and more energy. It's like giving back hope. What moves me most is seeing people who thought they were doomed to sit all day rediscover the joy of walking in the park, playing with grandkids, traveling. That convinces me aging well isn't about luck. It's about daily choices.
That's beautiful, Doctor. It really sounds like there's a kind of second wind for those who choose to take care of their circulation. But I imagine you also see the flip side, right? Patients who resist change? Those who wait for some miracle cure instead of acting. That must be frustrating for a doctor who believes so strongly in prevention.
Yes, and that's exactly the toughest part. Many come in hoping for a pill that fixes everything instantly. Of course, medicine has valuable treatments, but without lifestyle changes, the effect is limited. I always say, no pill replaces movement, oxygen, and blood flowing freely. Poor circulation doesn't just appear. It's the result of years of choices. And if it took years to build, it also takes time and discipline to undo.
So your clinical experience shows the key is in the patient, not just the doctor. That's a crucial point. No use waiting for miracles if you don't take care of your own body. I find that inspiring because it shows we actually do hold power in our hands. Dr. Tanaka, looking back, what was the case that best symbolized this shift in mindset among your patients?
A 70-year-old retired executive, always tired, almost giving up on traveling. He believed he'd never have energy again. Once he understood circulation's importance, he changed his routine, started with short walks, adjusted his diet, and added a natural drink I suggested. In 3 months, he was climbing hills without pain. He told me, "I didn't just get my legs back, I got my freedom back." To me, that's the true meaning of medicine, restoring movement and dignity.
Dr. Tanaka, what really impresses me is how early signs of poor circulation can be so subtle. Many people feel just a bit of ankle swelling, occasional tingling, and think it'll pass. But I know you often warn that these symptoms are like small alarms from the body. Could you explain why they shouldn't be ignored?
Exactly. Those signs are the body's first cries for help. When blood doesn't reach properly, fluids build up in the extremities, causing swelling. Tingling means nerves are getting less oxygen. Constant fatigue suggests muscles aren't being nourished well. Ignoring these is like hearing the smoke alarm and not checking for fire. Everyday circulation problems go unchecked. They progress and get harder to reverse.
That's powerful, Doctor. Because really a lot of people just wait for symptoms to go away on their own. But from what you're saying, the body doesn't forget. It just piles up the damage until things get serious. So we could say these mild symptoms are like the early stage of a problem that, if neglected, can seriously harm health?
No doubt. The early stage is the best moment to act, because arteries aren't yet fully compromised. If you wait until you feel pain when walking, frequent cramps, or even wounds that heal slowly, the situation is already advanced. I always stress, the sooner you respect these signs, the better your chances of aging with vitality. It's like fixing a roof at the first leak instead of waiting for the rain to wreck the whole house.
That roof image is perfect. It really makes sense. Now, something else comes to mind. Often, family members notice changes before the person themselves. Kids see their dad walking slower or their mom avoiding stairs. Maybe that shows the signs are visible, but the person doesn't want to admit it. Do you see this a lot in your patients?
Yes, very often. The body always shows signs, but the mind makes excuses. It's just the heat, just tired. Many times, it's the family that brings the patient in, worried about subtle changes. That initial denial is dangerous because it gives circulation problems time to dig in deeper. That's why I often advise families not to brush symptoms off. Even something as simple as daily swelling deserves a closer look.
I get the feeling ignoring these signs is like missing golden chances to intervene. Because if you act early, you can reverse things or at least slow them down. But if you keep putting it off, the price later is much higher. Dr. Tanaka, what advice would you give someone listening right now who recognizes some of these signs in themselves?
My advice: don't wait. If you notice heavy legs, swollen ankles, or constant tingling, get it checked. But above all, start making small changes right away. Walk a few extra minutes, avoid sitting for long stretches, drink more water. These simple steps already ease the burden. Remember, poor circulation doesn't start with a collapse. It starts with small details that, added up, can steal your mobility. Acting early is the smartest way to age well.
Dr. Tanaka, so far we've talked about signs and experiences, but now I want to dig into something very practical: daily routines. A lot of people don't realize their own habits are sabotaging circulation. Sitting for hours, barely walking, eating processed foods, all that may seem harmless day to day, but when added up it can become devastating. Could you explain how these habits affect our arteries?
Of course, and this is a crucial point. When we sit for too long, the leg muscles, which act as natural pumps for blood, stop working. That creates venous stagnation, leading to swelling and pain. Lack of walking lowers tissue oxygenation, speeding up wear and tear. And processed food, loaded with salt, sugar, and bad fats, inflames vessel walls and helps plaque build up. In other words, modern lifestyle is practically an open invitation to poor circulation.
That's interesting. It's like we're setting up the perfect stage for problems to take hold. It's as if our daily routines were little repeated blows to the arteries. And what's ironic is that people often know they should move more, but fatigue, work schedules, and even tech overload keep them stuck in sedentary habits. I'm guessing that's something you see a lot in your office.
Exactly. Patients tell me they spend 8-10 hours in front of a screen. Some believe working out once a week makes up for it, but it doesn't. The body needs daily movement, even in small amounts. I often say our blood vessels were shaped for an active lifestyle, hunting, walking, not for chairs and elevators. Every extra hour spent sitting is like another brick added to the wall that blocks blood flow.
That's striking, Doctor. It makes me think it's not enough to just go to the gym. We need to rethink our whole routine. Maybe the secret is moving throughout the day, rather than relying on occasional intense workouts. And about food, I notice people often underestimate how harmful processed stuff really is. A soda here, fast food there, but in the end it creates a pattern that really inflames the whole body.
No doubt. The issue isn't one isolated food. It's the constant habit. Regular intake of processed products changes the blood's chemistry, making it thicker and reducing artery flexibility. That speeds up plaque formation and vascular stiffening. It's not just about calories, it's about silent inflammation. It's like, day after day, painting a wall of grime inside your vessels until it cracks and compromises the whole system.
The way you describe it makes it impossible not to picture it. It seems obvious now that our daily choices are steering us down that road. But on the other hand, that's also good news. If we built the problem with bad routines, we can rebuild health with better ones. That means prevention is in each person's hands, right?
Exactly. That's the beauty of preventive medicine. It gives people their power back. If each person breaks the cycle of sitting still, stands up more often, adds short walks, and swaps processed foods for natural ones, the body responds quickly. Circulation improves, legs feel lighter, and the heart works less hard. Small daily adjustments have a huge impact on longevity.
Dr. Tanaka, we've already talked about habits that sabotage the body, but I think it's important to step back and reflect on how modern lifestyle as a whole contributes to artery aging. If we look at city routines, there's a lot of stress, little movement, screen overload, and increasingly artificial diets. It feels like we're paying a high price for modernity. Do you agree with that view?
Absolutely. Modernity brought comfort and tech, but also created environments that pull us away from what the body really needs. Think about it. We spend hours indoors, breathing air conditioning, eating fast, processed foods. That creates oxidative stress, chronic inflammation, and inactivity, the three pillars that speed up vascular aging. It's no coincidence circulatory diseases have exploded in recent decades. What we call progress also has serious side effects on our biology.
That's interesting, Doctor. It's like we're living against the body's natural design. Our ancestors moved, hunted, planted, stayed close to nature. Today, we move less and feed on factory-made products. So it wouldn't be an exaggeration to say our arteries are paying the price of modern life, right?
Exactly. The human body was shaped over thousands of years to live in motion and eat natural foods. But in less than a century, we flipped that completely. That shift was too fast for the body to adapt. Result: arteries age early, blood flows with more difficulty, and problems show up that used to be rare in younger people. These days I see patients in their 40s with circulatory issues that once appeared only after 60.
That's alarming, Doctor. It feels like we're cutting our independence short through choices that seem harmless day to day. And what's ironic is people often think they're saving time by eating fast food or skipping walks, when really they're losing years of quality life. Would you say that's one of modern life's illusions?
Yes, it's an illusion. Being in a rush makes us pick shortcuts that look convenient but cost us dearly long term. Eating fast, working long hours sitting, sleeping less to produce more. Those things may deliver immediate results, but silently age the circulatory system. It's like draining your savings account without realizing it. When you need it, you find out you have no reserves left to sustain health.
So the price of modernity isn't paid with money, but with vitality. And maybe the big challenge is finding balance, enjoying tech without giving up the habits that keep arteries alive. Dr. Tanaka, if you had to sum it up in a few words, what's the most important message you'd leave about this topic?
The message is simple. Modern life gave us a lot, but we can't forget the basics. We need to bring back movement, natural food, and pauses. Our arteries reflect what we do repeatedly. If we choose an artificial lifestyle, we pay with stiffness and early aging. But if we balance comfort with ancestral habits, we can live longer and better without losing mobility.
Dr. Tanaka, with all this in mind, a lot of people might be wondering, but what can I do right now, immediately, to improve circulation? We know long-term changes are essential, but there are also simple moves, almost like tricks, that bring quick relief. Could you share some practical examples anyone could start today?
Of course. The body responds really well to short, repeated stimuli. Something as simple as standing up every hour and walking for 2 minutes reactivates the calf muscle pump, improving venous return. Another effective move is alternating heel and toe lifts, even while sitting. That mimics walking and stimulates blood flow. I also recommend light stretches for hips and ankles, which release circulation at pressure points.
That's interesting, Doctor. These are gestures anyone can fit into a routine, even in an office. And the best part, no equipment or much time needed. It's like the body is just waiting for little movement signals to wake up circulation. I imagine that's especially useful for people who sit long hours, right?
Exactly. People who stay still too long let blood pool in their legs, which causes swelling and fatigue. Small movements break that cycle. Another powerful practice is deep breathing, since the diaphragm also acts like a circulation pump. Breathing in deeply, expanding the belly, Then exhaling slowly helps blood return to the heart. It's a simple exercise, but very effective.
I love that point about breathing, because hardly anyone connects better breathing to healthier circulation. It shows how integrated the body is. Now, doctor, when you talk about these simple exercises, I imagine patients must often be surprised by how quickly results show up. Have you seen cases where just small movement changes brought immediate relief?
Yes, many times. I remember a patient who worked long hours at the computer. His ankles swelled every day. Just by adding hourly breaks and calf exercises, within a week he already reported lighter feet. Another case, elderly people who spend too much time sitting at home. When they start doing deep breathing and light stretches, they say they feel renewed energy. It proves you don't need months to notice a difference.
That's encouraging, doctor. It means anyone at any age can start feeling better right away. And maybe that's one of the big secrets, not waiting for perfect conditions, but fitting small changes into your reality. So if someone listening thinks it's too late to care for their circulation, what would you say?
I'd say it's never too late. The body has an amazing ability to adapt. Even people already dealing with poor circulation can feel immediate benefits from moving more. Small daily gestures build up into a powerful impact. I always remind my patients, don't underestimate the value of 2 minutes of movement. They can be the difference between heavy legs and light legs at the end of the day.
Dr. Tanaka, now I'd like to explore something that always sparks curiosity, Oriental traditions. Many studies show populations in countries like Japan have lower rates of circulation problems and manage to stay mobile even at old ages. As a Japanese doctor, you grew up close to these customs. Could you tell us which cultural practices help preserve artery vitality for so long?
Of course. In Japan, longevity isn't just about genetics. It comes from a lifestyle built over generations. One example is the habit of squatting for daily tasks, like fixing tatami mats or preparing food. That constant movement keeps flexibility and activates circulation. Another factor is diet. Based on fish, vegetables, green tea, and small portions, it brings balance and reduces inflammation. Plus, walking is part of daily life, going to the market, visiting neighbors.
That's interesting, doctor. So it's not about huge efforts, but about daily habits that keep the body active. This idea of natural movement, not depending only on formal workouts, seems key to healthy aging. And I also notice the cultural aspect, because in those places there seems to be a collective sense of healthcare. Does that influence circulation too?
Definitely. There's a strong cultural value in staying active and independent. Seniors in Japan, for instance, tend gardens, practice arts like Tai Chi, or simply walk with friends. These habits sustain not just circulation, but also an engaged mind. Another key factor is stress control. Meditation techniques and time spent contemplating nature lower blood pressure, which benefits arteries. It's a blend of body in motion and mind in balance.
That's fascinating. You can see that Oriental longevity isn't the result of one single practice, but of an integrated lifestyle. And what's striking is that many of these customs could be adopted anywhere if there was more awareness. Dr. Tanaka, do you think even people who didn't grow up in that culture can benefit from these traditions?
No doubt. You don't need to live in Japan to reap the benefits. Anyone can adopt simple practices like swapping a car ride for a short walk, cooking light meals, drinking tea instead of soda, and setting aside a few minutes to breathe deeply. These shifts bring real results for circulation. The key is making them routine, so they become a natural part of life.
That sounds very inspiring to me, because it shows traditional wisdom still has a lot to teach modern life. Maybe the biggest lesson is we don't need to complicate health care, but rather go back to basics, natural movement, simple food, and quiet moments. Dr. Tanaka, to close this chapter, which Oriental practice would you say is the most powerful for keeping mobility through the years?
If I had to pick one, it would be daily walking in nature. It combines physical movement, deep breathing, and stress reduction. It's simple, accessible, and deeply effective in keeping blood flowing freely. Practiced every day, it becomes a true elixir of vitality. Often the secret isn't in something extraordinary, but in small gestures repeated consistently over a lifetime.
Dr. Tanaka, so far we've talked about habits and traditions that help keep circulation active. But now I want to flip it and talk about the opposite, the big villains. Many people eat foods daily that silently inflame the arteries and reduce vitality. When we mention sugar, fried foods, and ultra-processed products, it may sound like an exaggeration, but in practice they really do speed up vascular aging. Could you explain why these foods are so harmful?
Gladly. Take excess sugar, for example. It causes glucose spikes that damage the inner walls of the arteries, creating microcracks. Those cracks attract oxidized cholesterol and form plaques. Fried foods and trans fats trigger chronic inflammation, making vessels stiffer and narrower. As for ultra-processed products, they carry a dangerous mix: too much salt, chemical additives, and bad fats, all harmful to circulation. The result is a network of vessels that should be elastic, but instead becomes increasingly hardened.
It's scary to think that something we often see as just a momentary pleasure can cost such a high price. I hear people say, it's just one soda a day or just some fries at lunch, but from what you're saying, the problem isn't one food in isolation, it's the repeated pattern. Is that what turns small indulgences into silent villains?
Exactly. The danger lies in repetition. A single meal rarely causes serious damage, but daily consumption builds inflammation and wears down the vessels over time. It's like tossing small stones into a water pipe. One or two don't matter, but eventually the pipe clogs. Arteries work the same way. With every day of poor eating, we add one more layer of resistance to blood flow.
That pipe image is very clear. Now, doctor, I notice many times these foods are also the most practical ones, available on every corner, while natural foods require more preparation. That creates a dilemma for people with busy lives. Do you believe the convenience of industrialized food is one of the main drivers behind the circulation epidemic?
Definitely. Industry offers quick fixes, but they charge high interest on the body. Convenience has a price, and it shows up as fatigue, inflammation, and loss of mobility. I understand the rush of daily life, but I always tell my patients, simple cooking can take less time than waiting for delivery. Sometimes chopping a fruit or making a quick soup is healthier and just as practical. The key is reorganizing priorities.
That makes a lot of sense. So in the end, it's not just about time, but about choice. Choosing real food instead of shortcuts that corrode health. Dr. Tanaka, if you had to sum up, what's the main impact of these circulation villains for someone who eats them daily?
The impact is early loss of vitality. Sugar, fried foods, and processed products steal energy, inflame vessels, and limit blood flow. That means heavier legs, less stamina for walking, and higher risk of heart disease. But there's good news. Once you cut down on these villains, the body responds quickly, and circulation gets stronger in just weeks. It's like clearing a clogged pipe and letting the water run again.
Dr. Tanaka, after understanding the villains, it's time to talk about the allies. Nature gives us nutrients that have an almost medicinal effect on the body, helping clear vessels and restore vitality. Often, these allies are in simple foods, available at any market, yet they go unnoticed. Could you share some examples of how nature contributes to healthy circulation?
Of course. Nature gave us powerful antioxidants, like those in berries. They reduce oxidative stress and preserve arterial elasticity. Garlic and onions have sulfur compounds that act as natural vessel dilators. Leafy greens, rich in nitrates, stimulate nitric oxide production, which relaxes arteries and improves blood flow. And spices like turmeric and ginger fight the silent inflammation that clogs circulation.
That's impressive. And what's curious is these foods are everywhere, but often underrated. People prefer expensive supplements or quick fixes when they could get extraordinary results by adding these ingredients to their meals. Doctor, why do you think modern society drifted so far from these natural allies?
Partly due to the food industry, which pushes processed products as more convenient. We've also lost the tradition of cooking slowly and valuing fresh ingredients. Another factor is lack of knowledge. Many don't realize something as simple as a green salad or ginger tea can directly improve circulatory health. Knowledge got replaced by hurry and advertising.
That's true, doctor. It seems the simpler something is, the less value it gets. But what excites me is that anyone can reclaim this natural power just by making small swaps. A piece of fruit instead of a processed dessert, tea instead of soda. So, we can say the key is more about consistency than drastic measures?
Exactly. It's not about extreme diets, but consistency. When natural allies are part of daily life, the body builds defenses against inflammation and oxidation. It's like arteries being coated with an invisible protective layer. And the earlier the habit starts, the greater the benefits over a lifetime. It's a long-term investment, with immediate returns in energy and stamina.
That's powerful, doctor. And it's interesting to see these allies don't just boost circulation, but strengthen the whole body. It's like nature laid out a set of keys right in front of us, waiting for us to use them. To wrap this chapter up, if you had to recommend one simple, easy habit, what would it be?
I'd suggest starting the day with a natural drink rich in antioxidants or nitrates, like a fresh juice from fruits and vegetables. That simple practice wakes up the arteries and gives the body clean energy. The secret is making food into daily medicine, something nature has always offered us for free.
Doctor, in our talks, I've noticed you have a strong belief that there's a very effective way to revitalize circulation. Something you often recommend to your patients, and that brings surprising results. I've even heard you keep a secret about a morning drink that can transform vitality. What's so special about this habit?
That secret is actually the result of clinical observation and scientific research. Over the years, I noticed patients who started their day with certain nutrients showed remarkable improvements in circulation. The drink in question combines vegetables rich in natural nitrates with anti-inflammatory spices. Together, they stimulate nitric oxide production, relaxing blood vessels and boosting flow. The result is almost immediate: more energy, lighter legs, and a sense of vitality that lasts all day.
That really does sound transformative, doctor. And what stands out is that we're not talking about artificial meds, but simple ingredients nature already gives us. I imagine many patients are surprised to see such a small change make such a big difference. Have you witnessed striking cases of improvement just from adopting this morning habit?
Yes, several. I remember a 68-year-old man with constant leg fatigue. He started drinking it every morning. Within weeks, he reported walking longer distances without pain. Another patient, a 55-year-old woman, complained of cold, swollen feet. After adopting the habit, she noticed a big improvement in temperature and comfort. The body reacts fast when it gets the right nutrients at the right time.
That's incredible, doctor. It seems this secret really is a shortcut for better circulation. But at the same time, I imagine it works best as part of a bigger lifestyle, right? Because drinking the beverage but still sitting all day or eating processed foods wouldn't help much.
Exactly. The drink is an ally, not a magic solution by itself. It enhances the effects of a healthy lifestyle. It's like giving the body an extra boost early in the day, prepping the arteries for what's ahead. But if someone keeps eating poorly and living sedentary, the benefits will be limited. The secret isn't just what you drink, it's how you live.
So the big difference is starting the day with something that already sets the body into vitality mode. That makes total sense because mornings define the rhythm of the day. Dr. Tanaka, for those curious, without revealing everything just yet, could you give us a hint of what's in this special drink?
I can say the heart of it is in brightly colored vegetables, rich in nitrates, combined with warming spices that fight inflammation. Together they create a kind of clean fuel for the arteries. It's simple, accessible, but has extraordinary impact when practiced daily.
Doctor, now it's time to reveal the secret you've been defending. We're talking about a powerful combo, beet juice with ginger. It sounds almost too simple to be true, but I know science backs its effects on circulation. Could you explain why this specific mix is so effective?
Of course. Beets are one of the richest sources of natural nitrates. Once ingested, they turn into nitric oxide, which dilates blood vessels and improves flow. Ginger has anti-inflammatory and thermogenic properties, reducing arterial stiffness and energizing the body. When combined, these two ingredients create a drink that boosts vitality in a short time, improving everything from physical performance to daily energy levels.
That's fascinating, Doctor. And the most impressive thing is we're talking about simple, cheap ingredients available anywhere in the world. No need for expensive formulas to feel the difference. Now, I imagine many listeners are curious, how exactly should this drink be prepared day to day?
The secret is simplicity. I usually suggest blending raw beet with fresh water and adding a small piece of ginger. No need for sugar. The beet's natural sweetness balances ginger's kick. Some prefer adding a splash of lemon, which boosts absorption. The key is drinking it in the morning, on an empty stomach, so the nutrients act directly on the arteries right at the start of the day.
That's interesting, Doctor. So more than just a recipe, it's almost a vitality ritual to start the day. I imagine the effect shows up in both body and mind, because starting the morning with that practice already feels like self-care. Do you find patients also experience emotional benefits from adopting this habit?
Without a doubt. The impact goes beyond the physical. Many say they feel lighter and more motivated right away, which changes how they face the day. There's also a psychological aspect. When you start the morning with a healthy choice, you tend to keep making better choices throughout the day. It's like this small ritual triggers a positive domino effect.
That's really powerful. You mentioned the effects can be felt quickly. So we can say this juice is a perfect example of how nature can actually outperform industrial supplements?
Exactly. I often say beet juice with ginger is a real liquid pharmacy offered by nature. Its effects are backed by science and proven in daily life. There's no hidden lab secret, just trust the right foods. This drink is simple, accessible, and transformative, and it can become one of the greatest allies of healthy circulation at any age.
Dr. Tanaka, we've reached the final step of this journey. We've already learned about poor circulation, the villains and the allies, and even discovered the power of beet juice with ginger. But now comes the most important part, how to turn this knowledge into practice. Because knowing isn't enough, you need to make it a daily habit. Could you guide us on how to include this morning drink in a simple and sustainable way?
Absolutely. The secret to making any habit stick is keeping it simple and enjoyable. I suggest preparing the juice right after waking up, before breakfast. That makes it easy to remember and ensures the body gets the nutrients on an empty stomach, when absorption is most effective. Some people like to wash and chop the beets the night before to save time. Others prepare a larger batch and store it for up to 2 days, keeping it fresh. What matters most is consistency.
That's great, Doctor. And I imagine by making the habit practical, it stops feeling like a chore and becomes natural. But there are always those who say, I don't have time in the morning, or I don't like the taste of beets. For people who resist a bit, what would you suggest to make it easier?
First, about time. We're talking less than 5 minutes to prepare. It's a matter of priority, not lack of time. As for taste, there are adaptations. Adding lemon, apple, or even carrot can soften and enrich the flavor without losing benefits. What I don't recommend is adding sugar, because that cancels out part of the effects. The idea is to adapt in a way that keeps it enjoyable while still effective.
That's interesting. So really, there's no excuse not to start. What stands out to me is how such a small habit can spark huge change. As you often say, mobility is lost little by little, but it can also be regained little by little. This morning drink feels like a practical way to reverse the negative cycle. Almost like planting a seed every day, right?
Exactly. Each glass is a small win against stagnation. The body doesn't need grand solutions. It needs consistency. With this habit, you're sending the body a clear message. I want vitality. and it responds by strengthening arteries, improving flow, and boosting energy. What I see in practice is that those who start and stick with it rarely quit, because the results speak louder than any explanation.
That's inspiring, Doctor. It means anyone at any age can start tomorrow and feel the benefits. We're not talking about something complicated or expensive, but a simple decision that can give back mobility, independence, and quality of life. To finish, what message would you leave for someone still doubting if it's worth adopting this daily habit?
My message is clear. Treat your arteries like you treat a vital road carrying energy to your whole body. If that road clogs, life slows down. But if it flows freely, you gain years of movement and freedom. Beet juice with ginger is a small but powerful gesture that can change your future. Start tomorrow and let your body prove the difference.
Great message, Doctor. Number 14. Ginger is much more than just an aromatic spice. It works directly as a natural anti-inflammatory, being extremely effective in improving blood flow. Its properties stimulate the relaxation of the vessels and decrease the viscosity of the blood, making its circulation easier. This reduces the risk of clots and improves the oxygenation of the organs. In addition, ginger helps control cholesterol and triglyceride levels, important factors in cardiovascular health. Several studies have already shown that ginger contains active compounds, such as gingerols, which help reduce systemic inflammations. These inflammations are linked to serious problems such as atherosclerosis and hypertension. By fighting this process, ginger protects the arteries and favors the proper functioning of the heart. It also helps fight oxidative stress, which directly affects blood vessels. With that, the risk of blockages and hardening of the arteries is drastically reduced. Another strong point of ginger is its ability to stimulate peripheral circulation. This means it helps carry blood to the extremities of the body, such as hands and feet, improving symptoms of poor circulation in these areas. Those who constantly feel cold, tingling, or cold feet, for example, can benefit a lot from a frequent consumption of this food. The body warming promoted by ginger is natural and helps to revitalize the whole body. Besides improving circulation, ginger also has positive effects on digestion, the immune system, and blood sugar control. This creates a cascade effect in the body where multiple functions benefit. When the body is in digestive balance and with high immunity, circulatory health also tends to improve. After all, the blood carries nutrients and defense cells to every corner of the body. And for that, the quality of circulation is essential. A simple and practical way to use ginger in daily life is through teas. Slicing a piece of fresh root and boiling it for a few minutes is already enough to extract its bioactive compounds. Another option is to grate raw ginger over salads, soups, or juices. There is also the powdered version, useful for quick preparations. Whatever the choice, what matters is that the consumption is frequent so that the benefits accumulate in the body. It is worth remembering that ginger also has mild anticoagulant properties. This means it can enhance the effect of medications that thin the blood, such as aspirin. That is why those who use these drugs continuously should talk to a health professional before greatly increasing the intake of ginger. However, for most people, it is safe and extremely beneficial when consumed in a balanced way. The spicy and striking taste of ginger can be an obstacle for some, but can also be easily adjusted with the combination of the right ingredients. Mixing it with honey, lemon, or cinnamon, for example, makes consumption much more pleasant. By incorporating it into everyday recipes, the palate gets used to it, and the benefits soon become visible. Energy, vitality, and even mood improvement are natural consequences of more efficient circulation. Finally, it is important to understand that ginger is not a miraculous solution on its own. It is one of many allies that, combined with a healthy lifestyle, promote a real transformation in vascular health. Small actions, such as adding this ingredient to morning tea or afternoon juice, can represent great improvements in the long run. And the best part, it is natural, accessible, and delicious. Number 13. Garlic. Few foods have as much positive impact on circulation as garlic. Rich in allicin, a powerful sulfur compound, it helps relax and dilate blood vessels, making blood flow easier. This effect promotes the reduction of blood pressure and improves the oxygenation of tissues, protecting the cardiovascular system. In addition, garlic helps prevent the formation of plaques in the arteries, keeping the vessels cleaner and healthier. Garlic works deeply in the body, directly influencing endothelial function, which is the ability of vessels to contract and dilate according to need. This reduces the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and chronic heart diseases. Its antioxidant action also fights free radicals, which damage the cells of the circulatory system. In this way, garlic works not only in prevention but also in reversing vascular damage that has already started. Another benefit of garlic is its ability to reduce total cholesterol and LDL, known as the bad cholesterol. This is essential to keeping arteries clear and ensuring good blood flow. The buildup of fat in the vessels is one of the main villains of poor circulation. By including garlic regularly in the diet, it is possible to balance the lipid levels in the blood and improve overall health. Although many people associate garlic only with its strong taste, it is a true natural remedy when eaten raw or minimally processed. The ideal is to chop it and let it rest for a few minutes before cooking to activate the formation of allicin. This maximizes its therapeutic effects. For those who cannot tolerate the strong taste, odorless garlic capsules are also a valid alternative with good effectiveness. There is also a lesser-known benefit. Garlic helps reduce the viscosity of the blood. This means it makes the flow easier and prevents the blood from becoming too thick, a condition that increases the risk of thrombosis. This fluidity is fundamental so that the heart does not have to work so hard to pump the blood, which contributes to overall well-being. In the long run, this property significantly reduces the strain on the cardiovascular system. Garlic is also recognized for its antimicrobial, antiviral, and antifungal effects. By strengthening the immune system, it ensures that infections do not interfere with circulation quality. After all, infectious diseases can inflame vessels and compromise blood flow. With continuous use, garlic creates a protective shield in multiple body systems, proving itself to be much more than just a seasoning. For better results, daily consumption of 1 to 2 raw garlic cloves, crushed or chopped, is recommended. They can be added to salads, sauces, spreads, and even toast. It is a simple, cheap habit with surprising effects. Even small amounts, when used regularly, are capable of promoting great improvements in vascular health. Finally, one must not underestimate garlic's power in fighting poor circulation. Its action is proven strong and wide-reaching. By adopting it as an essential part of your diet, you will be investing in many more years of vascular health and vitality. Nature, once again, offers solutions that work. You just need to include them in your daily life with consistency and awareness. Number 12. Salmon. Salmon is one of the most recommended foods for those who want to strengthen the health of the circulatory system. It is rich in omega-3 fatty acids, a healthy fat that exerts a powerful anti-inflammatory action in the body. This action helps protect arteries against plaque buildup and improves the elasticity of blood vessels. When the arteries are more flexible, blood circulates more easily, reducing the risk of hypertension and heart attacks. The omega-3s in salmon also act in reducing triglyceride levels, a type of harmful fat that can clog the vessels. In addition, this type of healthy fat helps raise HDL, the good cholesterol, which works as a natural cleaner of the arteries. With less fat circulating in the blood, the risk of heart disease drops drastically. This lipid balance is one of salmon's great assets. Another positive point of salmon is its content of high-quality proteins. Proteins are essential for the maintenance and repair of tissues, including blood vessels. When there is adequate protein intake, the body can regenerate damaged structures more quickly, which is vital to keeping cardiovascular health in check. Salmon also provides important vitamins, such as D and B12. Vitamin D has a special function in regulating blood pressure and controlling calcium in the body, factors that directly impact circulation. Vitamin B12 is involved in the formation of healthy blood cells, which are fundamental for efficient oxygen transport. This combination makes salmon an almost complete food for the health of the blood and vessels. Its frequent consumption is an effective strategy to strengthen the circulatory system. It is important to highlight that salmon also contributes to reducing silent inflammation in the body, which often goes unnoticed. This chronic inflammation is one of the greatest causes of vessel deterioration over time. By fighting it with anti-inflammatory nutrients, salmon promotes a cleaner, more fluid, and healthier internal environment. This translates into more energy and vascular disease prevention. To obtain these benefits, the ideal is to eat salmon 2 to 3 times per week. Baked, grilled, or steamed are the best options as they preserve nutrients and avoid the use of harmful fats. Avoid fried preparations or those with too much salt, since they cancel out part of the positive effects. Another alternative is fish oil supplements for those who do not have frequent access to fresh fish. It is worth remembering that not all fish offer the same benefits. Wild salmon, for example, usually has higher concentrations of omega-3 than farm salmon. Still, both are good sources compared to diets without fish at all. Replacing processed meats with fish, even occasionally, already represents a significant change in circulatory health markers. Adopting salmon as part of a regular diet is an investment in longevity, prevention, and quality of life. It is an intelligent choice for those who care about the heart, the brain, and overall well-being. A small adjustment in diet can open the way to a more active, protected, and full of vitality life. Number 11. Walnuts. Walnuts are true allies of cardiovascular health. Small but powerful, they carry a rich combination of healthy fats, antioxidants, and arginine, an amino acid that favors the dilation of blood vessels. This means that when consuming walnuts, blood finds less resistance to circulate, which relieves pressure on the heart. More fluid circulation reduces the risk of heart attacks, strokes, and hypertension. It is impressive how just a handful a day can generate so much positive impact. The fats present in walnuts are mainly mono and polyunsaturated, which help balance cholesterol levels. They lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, and increase HDL, the good cholesterol. This balance is essential to avoid plaque buildup on vessel walls, keeping arteries clean and flexible. With less fat in the blood and more arterial elasticity, circulation improves considerably. It is double protection for the heart and vessels. Another important nutrient in walnuts is vitamin E, a natural antioxidant that fights free radicals. These radicals are responsible for damaging cells, including those that form blood vessels. By neutralizing this process, walnuts help preserve the integrity of the vascular endothelium. This translates into fewer internal inflammations and better dilation capacity of the vessels. In other words, an efficient defense against premature aging of the circulatory system. The presence of arginine in walnuts deserves emphasis. This amino acid is a precursor of nitric oxide, the same compound stimulated by beets in the body. Nitric oxide is fundamental to vessel health because it promotes their relaxation and expansion. The more arginine available, the better the production of this substance. And the more nitric oxide, the greater the fluidity of the blood. It is like opening the body's internal roads for freer and more efficient traffic. In addition to all these benefits for the circulatory system, walnuts also help control blood sugar. This is important because high blood sugar levels damage vessels over time. By reducing glucose spikes, walnuts protect the heart indirectly. They are also rich in fiber, which helps control cholesterol and promotes satiety. This combination makes walnuts a complete functional food. To include walnuts in daily life, just add a small portion, about 4 to 6 units, to breakfast, snacks, or salads. They can also be combined with dried fruits or natural yogurts, creating nutritious snacks. It is important to consume them plain, without added salt or sugar, to keep their benefits intact. They can also be crushed and used in bread, cakes, and homemade granolas. The versatility of walnuts is a strong point. Since they are calorie-dense, walnut consumption should be balanced, but never avoided. The secret is moderation and regularity. Frequent and conscious intake is what brings real health benefits. Studies show that people who consume nuts frequently present lower risk of cardiovascular diseases. This is a direct result of the combined action of healthy fats, fibers, antioxidants, and amino acids in these foods. Therefore, including walnuts in your diet is a simple, practical, and tasty strategy to strengthen the circulatory system. They act as a natural daily remedy, preventing problems even before they appear. In a world where so many foods harm the heart, walnuts are one of the most welcome exceptions. And the best part, their pleasant taste easily conquers even the most demanding palates. A small food with enormous power. Number 10. Green tea. Green tea is an ancient drink valued for centuries for its therapeutic properties. It is especially known for its high content of catechins, antioxidants that protect blood vessels against oxidative stress. These substances help keep arteries elastic, reducing the risk of vessel hardening. This improves blood flow, facilitates the transport of oxygen and nutrients, and lowers the risk of high blood pressure. A simple daily habit can transform vascular health. The catechins in green tea also act as natural anti-inflammatories. This means that by drinking this beverage frequently, the body suffers less from silent inflammations that damage the circulatory system. Chronic inflammation is one of the heart's biggest enemies. With less inflammation, vessels can maintain their full function for longer. It is like applying an internal balm that keeps everything flowing better. Another remarkable benefit of green tea is its ability to reduce total cholesterol and LDL. Several studies indicate that regular consumption of this drink is linked to lower levels of both. This directly impacts circulation quality, since high cholesterol damages arteries. At the same time, green tea preserves HDL, the protective cholesterol, a fundamental balance for preventing serious cardiovascular diseases. But it doesn't stop there. Green tea also improves endothelial function, that is, the performance of the inner lining of the vessels. A healthy endothelium is crucial so arteries can dilate and contract properly as needed. This ensures a quick response from the circulatory system in different situations, such as physical effort or stress. This flexibility is a sign that the vascular system is working well. To get the benefits of green tea, the ideal is to drink 2 to 3 cups per day. Preparation must be done carefully. The water should not be boiling, otherwise it destroys the catechins. The best method is to let it cool for a few minutes after boiling, then pour over the leaves or tea bag. Letting it steep for 3 to 5 minutes is enough to extract the active compounds. Adding lemon enhances the absorption of antioxidants and also improves flavor. Beyond its advantages for circulation, green tea also acts on metabolism. It helps burn fat, control appetite, and balance blood sugar levels. These effects indirectly support vascular health, as they prevent fat buildup in the arteries and excessive glucose that harms blood vessels. All this without side effects, as long as it's consumed in moderation and away from main meals. It is worth remembering that green tea contains caffeine, though in smaller amounts than coffee. For this reason, it's best to avoid drinking it at night so as not to disrupt sleep. It is also important not to overdo the quantity, as very high doses can irritate the stomach or cause restlessness. But within the recommended limits, it is one of the most complete drinks for those seeking health and well-being. A true natural elixir for the cardiovascular system. Including green tea in your routine is a smart choice for anyone who wants to prevent problems and improve circulation quality. Simple, accessible, and full of benefits, it is an example of how small actions make a big difference. While so many drinks compromise health, green tea does the exact opposite. It nourishes, strengthens, and protects. With it, each sip is another step toward a longer and healthier life. Number 9. Turmeric. Turmeric, also known as golden root or curcumin root, shines in natural medicine for its powerful effects on the body. Its main active substance is curcumin, an extremely potent anti-inflammatory and antioxidant compound. When it comes to circulatory health, turmeric stands out for helping keep blood vessels clean, flexible, and free of inflammation. It is as if turmeric carried out a deep cleaning inside the arteries. Curcumin reduces the chronic inflammation that silently affects the vascular system. This inflammation is behind several circulatory diseases, including hypertension and atherosclerosis. By fighting it, turmeric helps vessels remain healthy for longer. It also prevents excessive platelet aggregation, reducing the risk of clot formation. It is a true guardian of safe, constant blood flow. Another impressive point is turmeric's ability to improve endothelial function. Just like green tea and garlic, it supports vessel relaxation and makes dilation easier. This helps control blood pressure and distribute blood more efficiently throughout the body. Effective circulation ensures that all organs receive enough nutrients and oxygen. And all this comes from an ingredient that may already be in your kitchen. The antioxidant action of curcumin also protects vessels from oxidative stress. This means it prevents premature aging of the cells that form arteries and veins. By neutralizing free radicals, turmeric stops oxidized cholesterol from depositing on vessel walls. This is one of the first steps in the development of atherosclerosis, and preventing it is essential to keeping the circulatory system in order. To get turmeric's benefits, it is important to know how to consume it correctly. Curcumin has low absorption, but its bioavailability increases greatly when combined with black pepper. For this reason, the ideal is to mix turmeric with a pinch of pepper and a source of healthy fat like olive oil or coconut oil. This way, the body absorbs its active compounds better and takes full advantage of what it offers. Turmeric can be used in seasonings, broths, soups, smoothies, and even in the famous golden milk, a functional drink made with plant-based milk, turmeric, cinnamon, and ginger. Including this habit in your daily routine is a delicious and effective way to care for the circulatory system. Its slightly bitter taste can be softened with honey or fruit, creating a pleasant and healthy taste experience at the same time. Recent studies point out that turmeric can also help regenerate damaged vessels. This makes it even more valuable in recovery processes, such as after surgery or in cases of chronic vascular disease. Its action goes beyond prevention. It can be part of a natural therapeutic strategy to improve quality of life for those already facing circulation problems. It is an ally that should not be underestimated. Therefore, including turmeric in the diet is an investment in vascular longevity, heart protection, and overall health. Small daily doses over time build a cumulative effect of great value. Nature offers simple and accessible solutions, and turmeric is a shining example of that. With it, you can transform your health from the inside out, strengthening your vessels and nourishing your body with ancestral wisdom. Number 8. Spinach. Spinach is one of the most powerful vegetables when it comes to circulatory health. This dark green leafy food is extremely rich in natural nitrates, the same ones that make beets so beneficial for blood vessels. These nitrates are converted into nitric oxide in the body, promoting arterial dilation and improving blood flow. This action helps lower blood pressure and increases the efficiency of oxygen transport. Eating spinach is like opening the body's highways for free-flowing blood and nutrients. In addition to nitrates, spinach also offers a precious combination of minerals and vitamins that support circulation. It is an excellent source of magnesium, an essential mineral for blood vessel relaxation. It also contains potassium, which helps balance sodium levels and control blood pressure. This duo of minerals acts directly in maintaining vascular elasticity. When vessels are flexible, blood flows more easily and with less effort from the heart. Another great asset of spinach is the presence of lutein, an antioxidant that protects vessels from premature aging. It fights free radicals that damage cells and encourage plaque buildup in arteries. By including this vegetable regularly in the diet, it is possible to reduce inflammation and strengthen vessel walls. This creates a healthier internal environment, more resistant to cardiovascular disease. A silent but very powerful benefit. Vitamin K present in spinach also plays an important role. It helps with blood clotting and maintaining vessel integrity. Though often overlooked, this vitamin is essential for vascular regeneration and for preventing internal bleeding. With adequate intake, the body can keep the circulatory system balanced with both fluidity and safety. This shows how spinach works on several fronts at the same time. To take advantage of all these nutrients, spinach can be eaten raw or lightly cooked. In raw form, it better preserves vitamin C and folate, two compounds that also protect the heart. When sautéed or steamed, its minerals become more bioavailable. A good tip is to vary forms of consumption, including spinach in salads, green juices, omelets, pies, and soups. This variety ensures flavor, practicality, and maximum absorption of benefits. Even in small daily amounts, spinach has a significant impact on circulation. Studies show that regular consumption of nitrate-rich vegetables is linked to reduced risk of heart disease. This is because the nitric oxide generated by these foods improves endothelial function, regulates blood pressure, and prevents fat buildup in arteries. It is a silent defense, built plate by plate, meal after meal. It is worth highlighting that spinach is low in calories, which makes it perfect for balanced diets. It helps control weight, another key factor for cardiovascular health. Excess weight strains the heart and makes circulation harder. With spinach, it is possible to nourish the body in a light and functional way. It contributes to a healthier lifestyle without burdening either the plate or the body. Incorporating spinach into daily eating is one of the easiest and most efficient ways to care for circulatory health. It is accessible, versatile, and widely recognized by science as a superfood. At a time when so many vascular diseases appear silently, relying on such a powerful ally is a smart decision. A modest-sized vegetable, but gigantic in benefits for the heart and blood vessels. Number 7. Avocado. Avocado is a rich, creamy fruit and extremely beneficial for circulation. Its biggest asset is its monounsaturated fats, which help reduce bad cholesterol, LDL, and increase good cholesterol, HDL. This action protects vessels against fat plaque buildup, making blood flow easier. When vessels are clear, blood circulates more freely and with less pressure. The result is a less burdened heart and a body better oxygenated. Another strong point of avocado is its anti-inflammatory power. This fruit contains bioactive compounds like phytosterols and polyphenol, which fight internal inflammation. Chronic inflammations are one of the most common causes of circulatory problems, including arterial stiffness and clot formation. By eating avocado, the body gets reinforcements against these damages. It is a food that protects from the inside out, with flavor and creaminess. Avocado is also an excellent source of potassium, a mineral that helps balance sodium levels in the blood. This balance is vital to keeping blood pressure under control, which eases the burden on arteries. In addition, potassium contributes to efficient muscle contraction, including the heart, which is a vital muscle. Each spoonful of avocado brings a dose of nutrition that goes straight to vascular health. Another benefit is its content of soluble fibers, such as pectin. These fibers help lower cholesterol levels and keep the digestive system functioning well. A healthy intestine contributes to the efficient absorption of nutrients that protect blood vessels. On top of that, fibers regulate glucose levels, preventing spikes that negatively affect vessels. This shows how avocado is a complete food. Vitamin E in avocado also works as an antioxidant, protecting cells from oxidative stress. This effect is especially important for endothelial cells, which line vessel interiors. When well nourished, these cells ensure safe and efficient circulation. Vitamin E also prevents artery hardening, maintaining flexibility over the years. This is essential for healthy aging. To enjoy its benefits, avocado can be eaten in many forms: on toast, in salads, smoothies, or even in sweet recipes with cocoa and honey. A small portion is already enough to make a difference in cardiovascular health. Because it is calorie-dense, its consumption should be moderate but not avoided. The key is frequency and overall diet quality. When used wisely, avocado is a functional treasure. Beyond physical health, avocado also boosts energy and mood. This happens because its healthy fats help produce neurotransmitters like serotonin. A well-oxygenated brain, thanks to good circulation, also functions better emotionally. This proves avocado's benefits go far beyond the heart. They extend to mind, energy, and quality of life. A truly complete and functional food. Including avocado in your routine is a smart investment in vessel and heart health. It offers a rare combination of nutrients that act in synergy to protect and revitalize the circulatory system. In a time when so many fruits are consumed just for flavor, avocado combines pleasure and function. It is delicious, versatile, and above all, a true natural remedy for anyone who wants to care for circulation with enjoyment. Number 6. Berries. Berries like strawberries, blueberries, and raspberries are true gems of nature when it comes to circulation. They're packed with anthocyanins, natural pigments that give them their deep color and have strong antioxidant power. These compounds protect blood vessels from oxidative stress and help maintain capillary integrity. With stronger vessels, blood flows better, especially to the peripheral areas of the body. Small in size, but massive in benefits. Anthocyanins also work to reduce chronic inflammation. That's crucial for keeping arteries free from plaque and preserving vessel elasticity. When vascular walls are inflamed, there's a higher risk of blockages, hypertension, and other issues. Berries fight this silent inflammation with both delicacy and efficiency. They act as a natural, tasty, and effective form of prevention. Another big plus is that these fruits improve endothelial function, helping vessels contract and relax properly. This function is essential for regulating blood pressure and controlling blood flow. A healthy endothelium also prevents dangerous clot formation, protecting both the heart and brain. That's why berries are powerful allies against strokes and cardiovascular disease. Berries are also rich in fiber, which helps control cholesterol and blood sugar. This shields vessels from fat buildup and the damage caused by high glucose levels. A fiber-rich diet is one of the best ways to ensure stable, long-term circulation. Plus, berries are low in calories, making them easy to eat daily without going overboard. Ellagic acid found in some berries has protective properties against cellular damage. It helps prevent the oxidation of LDL cholesterol, one of the main risk factors for artery blockages. This antioxidant action, combined with the anti-inflammatory effect, reinforces the role of berries as guardians of the circulatory system. They work silently, but extremely effectively. To get the benefits, just add a serving of berries to breakfast, an afternoon snack, or dessert. They can be eaten fresh, in smoothies, with yogurt, in fruit salads, or even in healthy cake recipes. Whether frozen or fresh, they keep most of their active compounds. The key is to eat them often. Consistency is what turns their nutritional power into real prevention. Beyond their benefits for circulation, these fruits also boost the brain and immune system. They improve memory, reduce the risk of neurodegenerative diseases, and strengthen the body's defenses. That creates a cycle of overall health, better blood flow, more oxygen to the brain, and stronger protection for the body. A natural health package in every handful. Adding berries to your diet is a decision that combines taste, lightness, and functionality. They delight the palate and the heart, literally. Eating them regularly is a simple and enjoyable way to care for blood vessels, blood pressure, and vitality. Tiny fruits with a huge impact on longevity and well-being. And the best part, they're among the most delicious foods nature has to offer. Number 5. Chia seeds. Chia seeds are tiny, but they have a massive impact on circulatory health. Packed with plant-based omega-3 and soluble fiber, they reduce inflammation and help keep blood fluid. When blood is more fluid, there's less risk of clots and artery blockages. On top of that, chia helps regulate cholesterol and blood pressure. A powerful functional food that's easy to add to everyday meals. The omega-3 in chia is an essential fatty acid the body can't make on its own. This type of fat directly lowers triglycerides, protecting the heart and improving vessel elasticity. The more elastic the vessels, the more efficient circulation becomes. Chia even helps regulate heartbeat, making it a strong ally against arrhythmias. All that with no added salt, sugar, or processing. Another highlight is chia's high fiber content, especially soluble fiber. This fiber forms a gel in the stomach that slows digestion and prevents blood sugar spikes. That keeps excess glucose from damaging blood vessels and overloading the circulatory system. Fiber also binds to cholesterol in the gut, helping eliminate it. The result is cleaner blood and less strain on the heart. Chia also contains antioxidants that shield vessels from oxidative stress. These antioxidants neutralize free radicals, unstable molecules that damage cells. By protecting vessels from oxidation, chia helps preserve them longer. That prevents premature aging of the circulatory system and lowers the risk of heart disease. Tiny seeds, big protective shields. Another bonus is chia's ability to support hydration. By absorbing water, the seeds swell and form a gel that stays in the digestive tract longer. This prolongs satiety and helps nutrients be absorbed more gradually. That keeps energy stable and the body balanced. Circulation benefits from this metabolic and digestive stability. Chia is extremely versatile. You can add it to juices, yogurts, smoothies, salads, porridge, and even desserts. One popular way is to soak it in water or plant-based milk to make a pudding. Besides being nutritious, it's practical and tasty. Since chia has no strong flavor, it pairs easily with other foods and fits into any meal. A discreet but highly effective ally. Because it's nutrient-dense and easy to digest, chia also promotes gut health. And a healthy gut directly impacts absorption of key minerals for circulation, like magnesium and potassium. These minerals regulate blood pressure and support proper vessel contraction. Yet another indirect way chia strengthens circulatory health. Complete nutrition in seed form. Adding chia to your daily diet is a practical, affordable, and smart decision. It's one of the best options for improving circulation without major dietary changes. Just 1 or 2 tablespoons a day can deliver noticeable results. A small ingredient with massive potential to transform vascular health. Chia proves that sometimes the power is in the details. Number 4. Oranges. Oranges are more than a refreshing fruit. They're powerful allies of circulation. Their biggest highlight is vitamin C, an essential antioxidant that strengthens vessel walls. This vitamin stimulates collagen production, a protein that gives structure and resilience to blood vessels. With stronger walls, capillaries withstand pressure and natural wear better. That prevents ruptures and ensures more efficient blood flow. Along with collagen, vitamin C in oranges fights free radicals, protecting vessels from premature aging. This antioxidant action is crucial for keeping arteries flexible and preventing plaque buildup. Studies show that people with adequate vitamin C levels have lower risks of hypertension and heart disease. Oranges, therefore, work in both prevention and long-term circulatory maintenance. Another key benefit is their ability to improve peripheral circulation. That means they help blood reach the body's extremities, like hands and feet. This is especially important in cold climates or for people with poor circulation. By boosting peripheral flow, Oranges naturally warm the body and ease symptoms like tingling and cold extremities. A tasty everyday relief. Oranges are also rich in hesperidin, a flavonoid with vessel-protecting effects. Hesperidin regulates blood pressure and enhances endothelial function, promoting vessel dilation. That means freer blood flow, less strain on the heart, and reduced clot risk. Hesperidin also has anti-inflammatory effects, adding another layer of defense against silent vascular damage. The soluble fiber in oranges, such as pectin, helps lower bad cholesterol. In the gut, this fiber forms a gel that captures cholesterol and eliminates it through the stool. That keeps it from building up in vessels and causing blockages. This complements vitamin C's protective role, creating a powerful combined effect. Orange juice is nutritious, but the whole fruit offers even more benefits. To get the most, it's best to eat oranges fresh, with the pulp. The pulp is where most of the fiber is, which supports satiety and vascular health. Just one orange a day is enough to keep vitamin C levels up and stimulate circulation. You can also switch it up with other citrus fruits like tangerines and lemons for added flavor and benefits. Besides supporting circulation, oranges strengthen the immune system. That's important because frequent infections can inflame vessels and impair blood flow. By making the body more resilient, oranges protect overall health. A perfect example of how one food can create ripple effects across multiple systems. Oranges are easy to find, affordable, and fit into almost any diet. Their taste appeals to kids, adults, and seniors, making them an easy, healthy habit to adopt. Adding this fruit to your daily life is a simple and enjoyable way to invest in your heart and vessel health. In every segment, a dose of vitality. In every juice, a step toward more active, protected circulation. Number 3. Cayenne pepper. Cayenne pepper is known for its spicy kick and its ability to naturally warm the body. That heat isn't just a feeling, it's the result of vessel dilation, which improves circulation. The main active compound in cayenne is capsaicin, which stimulates blood flow and strengthens the vascular system. With more blood flowing, tissues get more oxygen and nutrients. A natural stimulant that benefits the whole body. Capsaicin also lowers blood pressure by relaxing vessels and improving their flexibility. That reduces resistance to blood flow and eases the heart's workload. Over time, this action helps prevent hypertension and cardiovascular disease. Cayenne pepper also reduces plaque buildup in arteries, lowering the risk of blockages. A spice that both heats and protects. Another impressive effect is its ability to improve peripheral circulation. People who struggle with cold hands and feet, numbness, or tingling find relief when they add cayenne to their diet. Better microcirculation brings warmth and vitality to the body. Cayenne also boosts endorphin release, lifting mood and well-being. Health with energy. The anti-inflammatory action of capsaicin also deserves attention. It reduces vessel inflammation, often silent but dangerous. Less inflammation means lower blockage risk and more efficient blood distribution. Plus, cayenne has antioxidant properties that shield vascular cells from premature aging. A double effect of regeneration and protection. To add cayenne to your diet, just a pinch a day is enough. It can go in soups, eggs, sauces, stir-fried veggies, and even juices. Its strong flavor calls for moderation, but its effects are noticeable even in tiny amounts. The key is consistent use. Capsaicin acts like a natural decongestant for arteries, keeping blood flowing freely and strongly. It's also worth noting that cayenne speeds up metabolism, aiding fat burning. That's good for circulation, since excess weight strains the vascular system. Less body fat means less inflammation and less pressure on the heart. Cayenne therefore supports vascular health both directly and indirectly. And all this without medication. People with gastritis or stomach sensitivity should be cautious with cayenne. In those cases, it's best to start with very small doses and monitor tolerance. For most people, though, it's safe and highly beneficial. Another example of how foods can serve as real natural medicine. Cayenne pepper is one of those special cases. Adding this spice to your routine is a bold and effective choice. It doesn't just spice up meals, it spices up life, fuels circulation, and renews energy. Small habits like this can make a huge difference in disease prevention. A touch of heat that results in much more vigor, vitality, and active blood flow. Once again, nature shows its power in surprising ways. Number 2. Extra virgin olive oil. Extra virgin olive oil is a true elixir for the circulatory system. Rich in antioxidants and monounsaturated fats, it works directly to protect blood vessels. Its main fat, oleic acid, helps lower bad cholesterol, LDL, and raise good cholesterol, HDL, making the blood lighter and less prone to blockages. This makes circulation more efficient and less taxing on the heart. A simple ingredient, yet with extraordinary effects. The polyphenol in olive oil, such as oleuropein and hydroxytyrosol, have powerful anti-inflammatory action. They fight internal inflammation that silently wears down blood vessels and encourages plaque buildup. By keeping vessels healthy and flexible. These compounds help regulate blood pressure and reduce the risk of cardiovascular disease. Every spoonful of olive oil is a concentrated dose of vascular protection. Another strong point of olive oil is its antioxidant effect. It neutralizes free radicals that damage endothelial cells, the cells lining the inside of blood vessels. When these cells are protected, vessels dilate better, respond more accurately to stimuli, and keep circulation stable. This is crucial for both preventing and managing hypertension and arteriosclerosis. Population studies show that people who follow the Mediterranean diet, rich in olive oil, have lower rates of heart attacks, strokes, and high blood pressure. This proves that regular inclusion of this ingredient isn't just healthy, but essential. It's not a nutrition fad, but a practice backed by decades of scientific research. Olive oil is more than a seasoning, it's a daily natural medicine. To get the benefits, the ideal is to consume 1 to 2 tablespoons per day. Always raw or added after cooking. Excessive heat can destroy some antioxidant compounds, so it's better used in salads, cooked vegetables, whole grain bread, and even smoothies. You can also drizzle it over hot dishes at the end, preserving its nutritional quality. Versatile and tasty. It pairs well with every meal. It's also worth noting that olive oil helps regulate blood sugar. Good control of blood glucose prevents damage to blood vessels caused by high sugar levels, common in prediabetes and diabetes. By protecting vessels from this damage, olive oil contributes to cleaner, safer circulation. Another example of its multidimensional impact on health. In addition, olive oil aids the absorption of fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, all essential for proper cardiovascular function. It acts as a nutrient carrier, increasing the efficiency of the entire diet. When paired with vegetables and whole grains, olive oil amplifies their benefits. 1 spoonful of the right ingredient, at the right time, makes all the difference. Therefore, including extra virgin olive oil in your diet is one of the simplest and most effective habits for improving circulation. It's a daily investment that pays off in protection, arterial flexibility, and vascular longevity. At a time when so many refined oils harm health, olive oil stands out as a smart, traditional, and scientifically proven choice. True liquid gold in service of life. Number 1. Tomato. Tomatoes are versatile, refreshing, and incredibly protective for the circulatory system. Their main active compound is lycopene, a powerful antioxidant that fights the oxidation of LDL cholesterol. That oxidation is the first step in plaque buildup inside arteries, which restricts blood flow and can lead to serious disease. By neutralizing this process, tomatoes keep arteries clear and functioning efficiently. A powerful, natural, and tasty preventive defense. Lycopene also works to reduce silent inflammation that affects vessels over time. It helps preserve artery elasticity and improves endothelial function, which is fundamental for blood pressure control. It also protects cells from free radical damage, preventing premature aging of the vascular system. With tomatoes, circulation becomes more efficient, stable, and long-lasting. Another major benefit of tomatoes is their high potassium content, an essential mineral for balancing blood pressure. Potassium counteracts excess sodium, helping the kidneys flush it out. This prevents fluid retention and high blood pressure, both of which strain the circulatory system. Combined with their fiber and antioxidants, tomatoes provide full protection for the heart. Tomatoes are also a source of vitamin C, which strengthens vessel walls and stimulates collagen production. This effect reinforces the structural integrity of capillaries and arteries, preventing ruptures and easing blood flow. Vitamin C also acts as an antioxidant, creating an internal environment less prone to inflammation. In this way, tomatoes act on multiple fronts to keep circulation in balance. To maximize lycopene, it's best to eat tomatoes cooked or processed. Homemade sauces, soups, and purees are excellent options, since heat releases even more lycopene from the fruit's cellular structure. When combined with olive oil, absorption of lycopene increases significantly. A perfect match of flavor and functionality, easily included in everyday meals. Though best known in its red form, the tomato also comes in yellow, orange, and purple varieties, each with slightly different antioxidant profiles. Adding variety to the diet broadens the range of nutrients you receive. And the best part, all types offer circulation benefits. In this case, eating colorful means better circulation. Tomatoes also support hydration, as they're made up of more than 90% water. Good hydration improves blood volume and fluidity, making it easier to travel through arteries. On top of that, tomatoes are low in calories and high in fiber, helping with weight control. Maintaining a healthy weight is another key factor for circulatory health. Including tomatoes daily in your diet is a practical, affordable, and effective way to care for vascular health. They can be eaten raw, cooked, in sauces, juices, or as the base of many dishes. Few foods can deliver so many benefits with such versatility. Tomatoes prove it's possible to combine flavor, simplicity, and protection in a single ingredient. A powerful ally that should always be on your plate. And if you want to keep receiving the best videos for your health, make sure to subscribe to the channel, because it exists for just one reason: to make you healthier, with better quality of life. Helping you is my mission. In the video showing up now on your screen, I reveal the best anti-aging exercise. Click on the screen and check it out.